Come, students. Today we are going to learn subject Science and Technology Part 2 of Standard Ninth, Lesson number 15, Life Processes in Living Organisms. Let's begin with the topic, the human nervous system. The main organs of human nervous system are brain, spinal cord and nerves. The human nervous system is mainly divided into three parts. CNS means central nervous system, PNS means peripheral nervous system, and ANS it means autonomic nervous system. So we are going to learn now about central nervous system in detail. The central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. As the brain is very delicate and evolved part, it is protected within the bony covering, that is skull or cranium cavity, while the spinal cord is protected within the bony covering called vertebral column. The space between the delicate central nervous system and its bony covering are the protective layers called meninges. Cavities are present in the various parts of the brain called ventricles, whereas a long tubular cavity of the spinal cord is called the central canal. The ventricles, central canal, and the spaces between the meninges are filled with the cerebrospinal fluid. This fluid supplies nutrients to the central nervous system and protects it from external injuries and the shocks. The brain of an adult human weighs about 1 to 1.5 kg and consists of approximately 100 billion neurons. The left side of our brain controls the right side of our body parts, and right side of our brain controls the left side of the body. In addition, the left side of the brain controls our speech and conversation, writing, logical and thinking, etc. Whereas the right side of the brain controls artistic abilities. The main parts of the human brain are as follows. First, cerebrum, second, cerebellum, and third, medulla oblongata. Cerebrum. This is the largest part of our brain and consists of two cerebral hemispheres. These hemispheres are joined with each other with the help of tough fibers and nerve tracts. The cerebrum occupies two-thirds part of the brain, hence it is also called the large brain. Its surface has deep, irregular ridges and grooves, which are called convolutions. Convolution increases the surface area of the cerebrum and therefore a large number of nerve cells can be accommodated. The next part of the brain is cerebellum. This is the smaller part of the brain situated below the cerebrum at the back of the cranial cavity. Its surface shows shallow grooves instead of deep convolutions. The third part of the brain is medulla oblongata. This is the hindmost part of the brain. There are two triangular swollen structures called pyramids on the upper side of the medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata continues downwards as the spinal cord. The second part of the central nervous system is spinal cord, which is held within the vertebral column. It is slightly thick but gradually tapers towards the end, as you can see in the figure. There is a thread-like fibrous structure at its end, which is called phylum terminal. The different parts of the brain perform the different functions. So let's understand about them. Cerebrum is having the control of voluntary movements, concentration, planning, decision making, memory, intelligence, and intellectual activities. The second part of the brain, cerebellum, is helpful for coordination of voluntary movements and maintaining the body's balance. The third part of the brain, medulla oblongata, is helpful for controlling the involuntary activities like beating of the heart, blood circulation, breathing, sneezing, coughing, and salivation, etc. While the second part of the central nervous system, that is spinal cord, is helpful for conducting impulses from the skin towards the brain and from brain to the muscles and glands. Also, it functions as a center of coordination of reflex actions. Let's continue the learning with the second part of human nervous system, that is peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system consists of the nerves originating from the central nervous system. These nerves connect the central nervous system with all parts of the body. They are of two types, cranial nerves and spinal nerves. The nerves originating from the brain are called cranial nerves. They are associated with the various parts in the head, thorax, and abdomen. There are 12 pairs of the cranial nerves, while the nerves originating from the spinal cord are called spinal nerves. These are associated with arms, legs, skin, and some other parts of the body. There are 31 pairs of the spinal nerves are present. The third part of the human nervous system is autonomous nervous system. The autonomous nervous system consists of the nerves of involuntary organs like heart, lungs, stomach, etc. It is not under the control of our will. Now we will learn an interesting concept, reflex action, related with the coordination. An immediate and involuntary response given to a stimulus from the environment is a reflex action. Sometimes we react to an incident without any thinking on our part or control over the reaction. This is a response given to a certain stimulus from the surroundings. In such situations, proper control and coordination is achieved even without intervention of the brain. The receptors in the skin detects a stimulus. Sensory neuron sends electrical impulses to a relay neuron, which is located in the spinal cord of the central nervous system. Relay neurons connect sensory neurons to the motor neurons. Motor neuron sends electrical impulses to an effector. Effector produces a response, and a reflex action follows this general sequence and does not involve the conscious part of the brain. This is why the response is so fast. Along with the nervous control, chemical control is also helpful for the coordination. Control and coordination in our body is brought about with the help of certain chemical substances called hormones. Hormones are secreted by endocrine glands. These glands are also called ductless glands. These glands do not have any arrangement of their own to either store or carry their secretions. Hence, as soon as hormones are produced, they are directly released into the blood circulation. Thus, though these endocrine glands are present at specific locations in our body, their secretions reach all parts of the body via blood. Endocrine glands, along with the nervous system, are responsible for the control and coordination in our body. These two systems help each other to control and integrate the various activities of the body. A marked difference between these two systems is that nerve impulses are fast but short lived, whereas action of hormones is very slow but long lasting. It is very important that hormones are secreted only in the required quantity, and there is a special mechanism which controls the quantity and timing of the hormone secretion. For example, whenever there is an increase in blood glucose level, certain cells in the pancreas get stimulated, and as a response they release a greater quantity of insulin, and that is done with the help of the feedback mechanism. Thank you.